Hello everybody, this is Election Watch Analysis here again for another video. Today I'll be discussing the Conservative Political Action Conference on Sunday and the effect Donald Trump has had on the Republican Party as a whole. So, only on Sunday, as just mentioned, Donald Trump was at the Conservative Political Action Conference, a very well-known PAC, which it has an annual meeting every year where a lot of prominent conservative politicians go and speak. And as you can see in the New York Times headline, Donald Trump was the headliner and showed that he has almost total dominance of the GOP at this point. So in honor of that, I thought I'd go through the election maps and see how Donald Trump has shifted them and since he has changed the current political leanings of the GOP. So one important thing that he said at his speech was that he would not be creating a third party, which of course came just in time for me to release my video, in which there's a scenario that he created a third party. But hey, I worked really hard on it, so you guys can go watch it if you want. But anyway, I was examining election maps and noticed that a lot of interesting things, popped out to me when I was looking through, these election maps. So, for one thing, I'll start with the first thing, which I'll put as a Trump swing, which is Maine 2nd District. I probably should fill out Maine 2nd. And, sorry, I kind of tried to fill out some things. Okay, there we go. One of the things that was most prominently displayed to me was Maine 2nd District. So Maine 2nd District went 10% for Trump in 2016, and it went for him 7% in 2020. So Joe Biden improved there over Hillary Clinton a decent amount, which is pretty good. But if you look throughout recent elections, Obama won by 8.6 in 2012, by 11.3 in 2008, which is just a mere 0.7% away from a safe margin. John Kerry won by about 6%, another likely margin. Al Gore won it more narrowly, and it goes on and on. And the last time before Donald Trump that it went for the Republican Party was in 1988. So think about that. 28 years it had been Democratic. It had gone to Democrats. And Trump flipped it, not once, but twice in a row, in very large margins, 7 to 10%. That's very impressive. How did he do it? Well, there's a lot of farmers there, it's very rural, and Trump's, populism really spoke to a lot of voters. That's why two of the other states I'll mention, Iowa and Ohio, also went to Trump so heavily. If you look at other past elections, and most recently most recently that the Democrats have won Iowa was 2012, about 6%, and Ohio was 3%. This is both for Barack Obama. And it has been, both these states have been swing states. Well, Ohio's always been a swing state, always has been. Iowa has been a Democratic-leaning swing state, as it has been described. It went to Bush only by by just under percent in 2004. And before that, the last time it went Republican was not even in 1988, it was in 1984 in the Reagan landslide. So it's always been a Democratic-leaning state. But Donald Trump's populism really appealed to a lot of voters there and managed to snag him decent victories in both 2016 and 2020 by 8% in both these states in 2020 and 9% for Iowa in 2016 and 8% for Ohio. And now giving you some comparison, that is a flip. So Romney got 46% of the vote in that state. Donald Trump got 51%, so it's a 5% gain. Though also Barack Obama won that state by 5.8%, and Donald Trump won it by 9%. It's a pretty big swing when you think about it. Or I don't even have to think about it. It is a big swing. Ohio, Trump won it by 8% in both 2016 and 2020. Before it went, as I said before, a decent 3% for Barack Obama, went 4% for him in 2008. Kerry lost it by 2% in 2004, and Bush also lost it by 3% in 2000. Before that, it went to Bill Clinton twice, and did not go Democratic, and before that didn't go Democratic since Jimmy Carter, who nearly won it in 1976. This is a state, again, with populist Rod Brown, for example, a left-leaning populist who won by about 6% in 2018 when Democrats across the Ohio ballot lost. His populism really helped him win the state's elections in Ohio, and that's really how Democrats really win in Ohio, is with populism, and that's how anyone can win in Ohio, and that's how Donald Trump won there by such a solid margin. So now, speaking of the Rust Belt, one of the most interesting things that happened, one of the things that surprised everyone the most in 2016 was how Donald Trump essentially disassembled what was called the Blue Wall. As you can see here, you have Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, all voting solidly blue. And the lowest amount was 3%. That's pretty good. Donald Trump took all of those states except for Illinois and Minnesota, both very Democratic states. He flipped Iowa and Ohio, as mentioned before, but also Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now, looking back at this, Wisconsin, 6%, Michigan, 10%, Pennsylvania, 5%, and Iowa, another 6%, all for Barack Obama. He flipped those by large margins. And again, it's that populism that really changes things. He also did a lot better in Minnesota, he got 46% of the vote. There's actually a pretty strong third-party presence here, about 5% combined, or actually 6% combined, leading to Hillary Clinton only getting a plurality, of 46% of the vote, only 1.5% over Donald Trump. But before that, it went 7% for Barack Obama. And while Romney and Trump got a very similar margin, he still swung it. Well, he still swung it. Actually, what I say, I don't actually know if I had to say that now. Looking back on it, he didn't swing it that much, in showing that Democrats are very strong in Minnesota, which was why I just put it right now as a lean state, which is actually very interesting. Okay, so going down to, I'll say, Florida, since that was another very surprising state in 2020. Donald Trump won by 3%. He outperformed his 2016 performance by 2%. I thought Joe Biden would win it. So did many others. But really what happened was, I would think that the Cuban population, which naturally does not like socialism, there's a bit, of course, since many of those people either fled socialism or communism in Cuba, or their parents or ancestors did. But it makes sense. But that's another state that I put in the Trump swing column, because he made it stronger for the Republican Party, along with Iowa and Ohio. He swung about 2%, which is a very big deal. And frankly, Florida was a swing state, and it's been decently right-leaning, but still been in reach for the Democrats. Barack Obama won it twice. Clinton won it once, only once, but when he won that, he won it by 5%, even though Ross Perot did have a very strong presence in that state then. But he strengthened that state, and that is what the point is here. I think the next two states I'll go over are Arizona and Georgia. So both these states, Biden won very narrowly, but he improved in Georgia by about 5%, just under 4%, and in Arizona he improved by a similar margin. While Arizona was leaning to the Democrats, or was trending left at seemingly a faster pace than Georgia, Joe Biden still won both of them, including Georgia, which is 5% for the Republicans, and then went tilt for the Democrats. Two states that Trump, and actually the first on the list that Trump swung in a negative direction, a direction that did not help the Republican Party. Now, Alaska is the next state I'm going to go over, because I was shocked to see it was 10% for Donald Trump instead of a safe margin, and he won it by about 14%. In 2016, and it's been safe for a while. Is this all Trump? Maybe, maybe not. But he's still. I think it's safe to say that he swung it, or he was the one that was responsible for his shift to the left. It would make sense. Frankly, it's a very independent leaning state, so it wouldn't be too surprising to find out that Donald Trump was related to that. That also could have been that Al Gross, the Democratic Senate candidate, in 2020 helped Joe Biden because he lost by a similar margin. Now going to Nevada, I'm going to quickly fill in a few of these states. I think that I'm not going to go over a few of these states. Nevada is the next state. So Nevada went 2% for Joe Biden. It went actually the exact same. Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton got the exact same percentage point, 2.5%. They both got 2.4% over Donald Trump, though Biden got a higher amount of the vote share. Hillary Clinton only got 47%. Joe Biden got 50%, which is interesting because it does appear that maybe some of the libertarian votes actually went to Joe Biden, which is very interesting to me. I'm not quite sure about that, though. Barack Obama won by 6.7%, which is pretty surprising, considering that's a swing state. And Mitt Romney did not do very well there. He won by 12% in 2008, and Bush actually won it in both 2004 and 2000, as you can see. And I'm not quite sure if Clinton won it, which he actually did, by 1%. He won it twice. But before that, it always been a decently solid GOP state, except for maybe 1976, when Gerald Ford only won by 4.4%, which is still a decent margin. Did Trump swing the state? Actually, I'm going to go back and say no, I don't think he did. It's always been a Democratic-leaning state, and it has a large minority population, which definitely helps. So, did he swing it? I don't think so. So, another state that I find interesting is South Carolina. Donald Trump won it just below a safe margin after winning it by 14% in 2016. Romney won it by only 10.5%, and McCain won it by 9%. It's an interesting state, since you'd expect it to be a decent margin, just because the South is typically Republican, but it's really not. I'm gonna put it as lean Republican actually right now on this list because I don't think Trump was the reason why it swung. I realize I've been using that wrong this whole entire time. I apologize. Okay, another state I'll put as Donald Trump swinging would be Texas. So Donald Trump improved his vote share, he did better than expected in Texas. I was going to say he improved his vote share, but he did not. Texas only 9% was 9%. It went down, but I thought it'd be a lot. Joe Biden would do better, but Trump did better than expected. He improved with Latinos, which is a decent deal, and he seemingly staved off the Democratic takeover of the state that is expected to happen sooner or later. I think I'll make a video about that actually. So if you want to see that, subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you can be notified when it comes out. So thanks for listening to that plug of mine. So did Trump win this one? Yes, he did. North Carolina, another state. I put these all as swing states. I put like all the swing states down necessarily to see if Trump was the one to analyze what the effect he had or him being on the GOP ticket had on these states. Yeah, so Donald Trump won North Carolina twice. Joe Biden improved on Hillary Clinton's margin in 2020. He only did about 1% better, but 2% better, and he narrowed the gap significantly. North Carolina, I actually really overestimated Democrat support in the state. They have about 40. They usually get a ceiling of 48%, except in 2016 when they got 46. But typically, it does appear that they get that amount. Barack Obama narrowly won it by just under 0.5%, and he campaigned very aggressively in the state. Also, another Democrat, Kay Hagan, was running the Senate race against Elizabeth Dole. She won by about 9%, and I think she actually helped Barack Obama instead of Barack Obama helping her. But he campaigned a lot, and it paid off in the form of 15 electoral votes. So, I was actually surprised that Joe Biden didn't win the state. I was expecting that he would. But North Carolina is a very interesting state, as you can see. George Bush won it by a lot in 2004. Another large margin in the year 2000. Clinton did not win it in 1996, which was his stronger performance, and did not win it again in 1992. And since then, it hasn't gone Democratic since Jimmy Carter, which is very interesting. So the two times since 1970, the only two times Democrats have won that state since 1976. Did Trump swing that state? I would say no, and that's why I'm putting it as a lean Republican state. New Hampshire's the final state. I would say yes to a state that Trump swung. I'm sorry I've been using swing all this time. I'm very sleep deprived. I apologize for that. It was very narrow in 2016, the state of New Hampshire, and it was actually Donald Trump gained, surprisingly, which I thought Mitt Romney would do better there since he was governor of Massachusetts. So I thought he would have appealed there, but he didn't. And Trump actually did. While he actually got the same vote share, percent of the vote share as Mitt Romney. There's also a very strong libertarian presence in Gary Johnson, who got 4% there. But Hillary Clinton was one who didn't do as well. But Joe Biden, well, first of all, Trump actually lost about 1% of the vote, and Joe Biden increased his share by a lot. Which leads me to believe more that there were some libertarian votes that went to Donald Trump, and I'm really to Joe Biden, which I'm very surprised by and didn't expect to see that. But it appears that Joe Jorgensen got 1.6% of the vote, a 3% decrease. And it wouldn't make sense if part of that went to Joe Biden, but also couldn't have, and may have been higher Democratic turnout. Did Trump swing the state? Yes, I think he did. He's very unpopular in New Hampshire. He didn't really have much of a, he made some comments about it, and he didn't have much of a base there as much as I guess he hoped to. I don't think Chris Sununu, a lot of the people who elected Chris Sununu aren't really Trump Republicans. They're more of the moderate, bipartisan Republicans that, and the northeastern ones that elect people like Phil Scott in Vermont, Chris Sununu in New Hampshire, and Charlie Baker in Massachusetts. So the final, I won't say state, but I guess district that I'll go over, which I just realized I hadn't gone over yet, is Nebraska's 2nd district. Nebraska's 2nd district is a very, very interesting state to me. So in 2012, it went 7% to Romney after going about 1.3% for Obama. But then it flipped around, goes 6% for Biden after going 2% for Trump. Did Trump swing the state? I don't know. I think really that it is a very centrist. I keep on mixing up saying state and district. I think it's a very centrist place, and that it is leaning Democratic, but I believe it does include suburbs, so that may have helped Mitt Romney. And I think that Trump's alienation of the suburbs helped him lose it in 2020. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, about 172 electoral votes worth of states have swung because of Donald Trump in one way or another. And I think that the GOP runs Trump again. They'd improve in certain states like the Rust Belt, maybe Texas and Florida, but they wouldn't do as well in Arizona, Georgia, New Hampshire, or maybe places like Nebraska 2nd district. But overall, Donald Trump has changed the GOP a lot, and certainly in the suburbs, as we saw in Georgia, he really, as I said before, Donald Trump has alienated the suburbs, which has led to Republicans losing. So overall, Republicans have to somehow might need to straddle both wings of the party. I think in 2024, they'll have to choose a candidate that will be able to do that, and that'll be a real challenge, but also be very fun to watch for those of us who enjoy that. So that'll be it, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed, and more people can see it that way. So it really helps. Subscribe so you can see more of my videos. Hit the bell notification so you can instantly notified, and so you can see those. Leave a comment down below telling me what you think of Trump's effect on the GOP. Do you think that he helps it or does not? Join Discord in the description. I'm pretty active on there, so I'd really appreciate that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.